because you don't want somebody that's too smart or they're going to raise up your grades. Because even with the standardized testing now, if you have somebody that does really well, you can't have that on your testing because everybody else that's lacking isn't reaching that mark.
I find it weird, and maybe it's just because, I think our generation is just more knowledge and more content right at its fingertips, but it almost seems like everything is left for us to figure out, like Columbus, we grew up, I guess in a sense, my generation, right, is like one of the first generations to actually push the envelope and say why. Beforehand, growing up, Columbus Day was Columbus Day. Now that I've gotten older and you start to understand that Columbus stole land from the Indians and killed them.
Dude, he had crazy massacres. But it's never shown in the books of how he raped, killed, and murdered people, throughout his entire career as a sailor and a general and he was an invader. Yeah. He was really an invader.
That's what it was. But you never see that,
Oh, of course not. You got to paint a rosy picture.
I had a discussion with a guy that one time, right? And obviously I'm an American, so I look at Washington as a patriot. But if you really look at it from the British side, he was a terrorist. He was Bin Laden.
Oh, of course.
It's just that we're told the other side of the story because we're here, we won.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it surprises me when people just can't agree with the fact that that's a true statement because it's all on how you perceive the image to be, but other people can't see from the opposite side. It's black or it's white. There's no gray.
See, I find it really hilarious because not to say that I'm worldly, but I talk to a lot of people from other countries, right? Their main thing that when they come to the United States, they want an education when they come to the United States.
Mm-hmm.
They want to make a business. They want a piece of the American pie so that they can slice in and be like, oh, well, I made this ton of money to go home with. So they're working. They get their slice of pie. They're sending money home because everything back home is cheap, dirt cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And an American dollar tends to stretch a little bit better than everything else. So you have these countries from different sects of Russia, or you have Poland, you have Germany, you have Northern African people who are coming to the United States, where they're just like, oh man, I got this business opportunity. I have a friend of a friend of a friend who's gonna let me work at their shop or let me do this, and they get work visas. So in the work visa, you slice your way into there. Boom, you can get a piece of that pie by saying, did you know that more people have an opportunity if you do not live in the United States to own a business as compared to someone who lives in the United States? Did you know that?
No.
You're pre-approved for more loans. You're pre-approved for more opportunity monetarily wise than, let's say, me or you with a 600 or 700 credit score.
Mm-hmm. Well, put it like this. Look at this, right? When you're 18 or 19 years old, they'll allow you to take $150,000 out in student loans, but they won't give you a $20,000 personal loan to start your own business.
Nothing.
And what is that? And that's built off of the bank money that we federally back money inside those, and obviously they pay a premium for it, but
yeah. I don't know about you or you, but when I was fresh out into the world, I had a ton of credit cards. Man. I went blank to the wall with credit cards. And I was like, oh, all right, well, let's see what this will do. And I got my first card. I think it was $1,000, and I paid the yearly fee for it. And I was like, whoo, I could buy whatever I wanted with this. One card turned into 4 cards. 4 cards turns into 6 cards. And by that time, you're about 10 grand in debt.
Yeah.
Because guess what? You're not paying back. When you're fresh and, looking good and you're all put up on credit.
Am I right? I waited until I was 29 to basically nosedive my credit.
Yeah, yeah.
Fresh out of school, dude, I was so concerned about like my credit score and this, that, and the third, and I actually got like my first credit card like 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of those necessities. You end up spending on groceries.
Oh
gas.
yeah. You don't have you don't have the liquid funds to pay with what you need to function throughout your life.
$5,000 worth of
charges. But look at for example what our school system. It goes back to what we were saying about different countries being more educated. Our school system teaches us to. I mean, how long did you guys spend on the Dewey Decimal System?
Well, I'm in the same system as you were, so it was a while.
But like, how long did we spend on that? You know, every year you would touch up on it. You would do a couple weeks and learn this and that, and learn how to source a book that you put into a report. None of that's there now. Like, you go to the library, everything is completely on that computer. There's no more Dewey Decimal. There's no going to the box pulling it out. Yeah. You know, they changed math. So for 12 years, I had math taught to me a different way than what it's being taught now.
Yeah.
And never once did they teach me how to balance a checkbook. Tie a tie. Change a tire.
Actually, the school that I went to, we learned how to do taxes. We learned how to do balance our checkbooks.
See?
My school system...
I actually did have a basic tax preparation class.
Yeah, like I went to school in Maryland, so the school system in Maryland is...
It was basic accounting that I took 101.
No, see, I never did any of that. I mean, I graduated with a carpentry credit. I couldn't cut a board straight if my life depended on it. You know, like literally, you know, what good is Spanish? Like I remember being in Spanish and being like, I have no interest in learning it, which is foolish now because hindsight is always 20. But would it benefit me? But at that point, I didn't plan on traveling or going anywhere.
Especially since you have a Spanish wife.
So, yeah, you know. Married, call order. That's how you get them in now. That's how that's how we supersede the fat. That's how we get rid of it.
That's true.
But no, like I think educationally, you can control the masses by just giving them enough information to let them not be able to make their own decisions.
Yeah,
I'll do that for you. You know, I'll do this. I'll do your taxes, or I'll do this. You know, I think it's a way to control people.
Well, the hilarious thing to the whole point of my story, right, is that most of the world likes to make fun of the United States. And do you know what the number one thing is when people talk about Americans and other countries?
Overweight.
And?
Stupid.
And? They like to spend...
money.
A lot of money. Mm-hmm. Stupid, overweight, like to spend a lot of money. Top 3 things.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Like, straight up nailed it. Mm-hmm. Right? But the truth of the matter is, most of the working economy is working poor.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Straight up working poor. There's a certain percentage, I think it's 7% of the American economy, actually does really well for themselves and can afford to make a living because they have businesses. The 2% of that 7% is actually super rich and can buy out that other 93%.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Isn't that crazy? Like, they make enough money to buy out you, me, and 97% of the American people. Alright, guys. I think that's all the time we got for today. But, Tom, where can you find us if you are interested in the Podguyz Podcast with the Z?
I mean, there's so many different platforms around right now. iTunes, we're on Spreaker, we're on Google Play. You can get us...
iHeartRadio.
Spotify as well. There's a bunch of them. You can find us there. We're also available on YouTube, plus on Facebook. We have the Twitter account going. We have Instagram. There's just so many different ways to get the content. Get out there, share it with your friends, tell them to get down there and check it out. Also, let us know what you want to talk about. Give us some comments here in the chat area. We want to hear from the fans as well, or the viewers. We want to see what you guys are up to and what you guys want to talk.
A heartfelt shout out to all the family and friends that were tragically slaughtered in the senseless shootings. Man, it was crazy, but it's all pointless ridiculousness, just straight up ridiculousness.
Yeah, kiss your kiss your loved ones, tell them you love them. Never leave without letting them know how you feel, because in this day and age, you might not come back to that door, which is a scary thought to process.
For real.
Yeah. Shout out to all of them. You guys are in our thoughts.
Yeah, our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to you guys. If you're watching, listening, like we said, love your loved ones, man. Never know how much time you got left, especially on this big spinny blue thing that we're on. Yeah. Well, anything for you?
Just got love for everybody out there, basically, man. That's all I can say. Just love all the viewers. We appreciate everybody listening, watching, following the Facebook and any other platform we use. We want to have this grow, you know what I mean? So I'm grateful. That's all I can say.
I'm grateful too, man.
Keep a lookout for Madam Jenny's, the next volume 2 of the stand-up too as well. I know we say that, whenever we get a chance to. That'll be another fantastic show. Me and Will be there. Mm-hmm. Tony, you'll be able to catch there as well.
Yep, definitely.
All three of us. Maybe we'll live stream it from the Podguyz.
We should.
Ooh.
We should. I got the tripod. We can set it up on the table. We can
rip it.
So they can see how awesome we are on stage. Mostly me. What? No, just so you guys who aren't familiar with the comedy scene, what we do, so you guys can just see it and just experience it, even if you're not in person. So we definitely want to get it out there so more people can not only be in the venue but online. So
yeah,
I'm very fortunate to work with all of these talented comedians and just these guys here in general. So
yeah, sure. It's exciting. It'll be a good time, especially Volume 2, because Volume 1 was such a hit. It kicked off the expectation that the next one's going to be just as good and potentially, hopefully, even better.
Yeah.
Which is hard because the bar is set pretty high at this point.
It's going to stay high. It's going to stay
high and dry.
It's going to stay high like Wiz Khalifa and Snoop. It's pretty high.
A-E-I-O-U. Sometimes.
But anyways, thanks for watching, and have a good night, guys. Bye.
Have a good one.